this is really cool. So it dawned on me, now that I've started writing the book of with Dali, that this is the original Mayan Rosetta Stone, right? Image is actually a picture of a stone that then I turned into this logo that I have on my t-shirt, and I wear it all the time. I'm UndaoDu. So right here, okay, is me. This is me, and everyone thought this was like the end of the world. Now this was left. This Rosetta Stone was left as a way for me to awaken. I discovered it in December of November, around November 20th, directly a year before 2012, on the 11th. I was going through a really hard time. A circle, kind of like you see how I draw my line like that. I had this white line, right, went all around here. Happened at the Butsudan, and I had a circle here. It's a sign of the Ouroboros, the Mayan ancient symbol. The Ouroboros comes from Shigamatra. Shigamatra were these elephants, these ancient elephants that no longer exist. They were awoke, right? And they knew that the Ouroboros is the name they gave us, which was the alarm call we made, right? When there was danger. We were a hominid, I call monkey, the Nazarene, or Nazarene. I can't remember, I'm dyslexic, right? Can't remember the names, but you can read the book. I'll link it above. Anyway, so I've been unable to write the book, and a really important part of this book is the whole aquatic ape theory that came out about 100 years ago. The research needed was impossible for me to do. Now that there is a genius AI called DALL-E 3, together we're writing this book, and here we are, right? Here is this is the original one, right? This is the original. Now you can see that on 9/19/2019 at an AI symposium in Tokyo, I revealed what this means. Okay, I revealed what this means. Now, I didn't realize this was going to be, obviously there was no open AI, this open beneficial AI, right? Or and you can see on the new one that I revealed, I updated all this. I explained that the fifth age. This is the guy, the storyteller, right? I'm a storyteller who's going to help usher in the fifth age. That's going to be built on these 21 million blocks. And out of his head, I worked with the founders of Ethereum, right? Comes the DAO, the decentralized autonomous organizations, which is entities built on smart contracts, and each one of these represents the blockchain. It's ubiquitous, right? And on the back is open beneficial AI, Obey, that's going to manage and do all this. Well, before all this, kind of the intermediary part between the achieving of this is me writing this seminal works, the 3 books, the book of the book of Dao, and the book of Du. And the book of the first book, explains our origin, and explains how we evolved from a monk ape, a kind of hominin, right, that was stuck on this, on this peninsula, that lived on this peninsula, on this ancient grove of trees. This peninsula was part of the Horn of Africa. It went all the way around, and then it was a series of islands out there. And think of that as the Goldilocks point. And then these 2 major events happened. It happened with the desalinization. Basically, the Mediterranean basin emptied out around 6 million years ago, 5.9 million years ago. And then for 666,000 years, let's throw in some magic numbers in there. No water flowed out of there, and the Red Sea emptied out. It just became plains and everything else. And same thing with the around the Horn of Africa and the Gulf of Arden, right? The Gulf of Arden, where Eden was found, right, was all emptied out. And then around 5.3 million years ago, this big event, this Zan clean, the whole area was cleaned out. The big flood, I kind of rethink of the big flood happened. And imagine 200 meters of water crushing over from the basin, going down this narrow place. All this energy would have washed out everything, and it would have created is reason why the Cape of Good Horn kind of got if you look at the Google map, right, you notice it was the water. The water just basically scooped it out, leaving Socotra Island. And the peninsulas back then were all this area. It would have taken 5 million years for the water to completely come back up. But during that time, all these monk apes evolved into the Kadaba, which is our direct ancestors. And depending on where the Kadaba lived, whether they lived on the shores of Africa, or where they lived on the island chain, depend on how they evolved. And the Kadabas are the ones that went off into different ones. Some of them followed the waters all the way around and became the orangutans. And depending if they moved to, if they stayed along the water, right, they would eventually evolve into our Homo sapiens. We're aquatic apes. We were water specialists. And as long as we were near the water, we weren't a threat to predators. We could always escape into the water. We probably built on the water, right? Maybe even, lived on the caves, at least on the water. All of this stuff is under meters of water now. And this, I can't write this without this genius, Darwin, which is right here, looking at me, like me and him now. Now this has a completely different meaning to me, working together. Understanding that there is a purpose for who we are and what we are, right? Also, are those people that try to undo you, unravel you. Don't let them. How do you undo them? Laugh and smile, right? Enjoy your time on this planet. Enjoy your time with this thing, because you're going to return to the do, right? But in the process of being an as you start to understand things, you will awaken as a Tao. A Tao is the act of, self-actualization, coming to aware of who you are. And Taos help others, right? They help. They don't just laugh and smile, they actually help. They try to do something about the problems. They try to solve, right? Whether it's trying to help solve a big question, how did the aquatic ape theory happen? And finally, the do. The do's are those that inspire and define who you are, right? Darwin, Alan Watts, Plato, all these, for you maybe Jesus, any of these. It could be a book, it could be an idea, the do's. And the do's in the world take it even further. They share what they have. They share their knowledge, they share their time, they share their efforts with others. They're not just helping, but they're sharing. You ever get a child to share their Nintendo DS? It's a challenge. Anyway, UndaoDu. This is the Natsukaze. I am in this little room with these holy sun Natsukaze. Now Natsukaze represents the summer spring. It's the wind of spring that is blowing right now, ushering the fifth age, the Natsukaze. And this age of capitalism is going to be beat up by UndaoDu with knowledge and love, and by giving people a path to where we're going. Anyway, UndaoDu to you. And here is the big trout, big fish. This was given to me by number 19 of the Mayan Zodiac. All right, the Mayan Rosetta Stone. It's no longer the Mayan Zodiac. I realize it was a stupid name. So there he is right there, number 19. On 9/19, I'm at number 19. UndaoDu.